Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John, Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live at 6:21 in the morning. Up in Dallas, Texas. I am on the road today, and yes, I am on vacation with my family, but I still don't want to skip a beat with my morning show. I am on a roll. I'm, you know, living the dream, making sure to keep the dream alive and trying to keep up my streak. I'm on episode 111. I've been broadcasting live every single morning since February 6th of 2021, and I've been broadcasting in general since October 24th, 2020. This is basically my video blog to just track my progress and document my progress of everything I'm learning about cryptocurrency, and then trying to pass along everything I've learned to anybody who will listen. And then as well, I have learned a lot from listener feedback. People who have said, hey, good job, but you're wrong about this. Here is actually what happened, or what it is, or the correct answer to maybe what I was talking about. So this has been a helpful tool for me to continue learning, and also a motivation to kind of discipline myself to keep on going with my crypto journey. So if I say something far out and left field, or that's completely whacked out, let me know, or just incorrect. I don't mind being corrected. Give me a thumbs up on the YouTube, or the little fire icon on Odyssey or Library. That would help a lot, and it's also just very encouraging. And then sorry about the sound yesterday. It was absolutely terrible. I listened to it and I thought the headphones would make it better, and it was just, today's sound is terrible too, but yesterday was extra terrible. And it was a topic that I really wanted to talk about, that BTC and the Truffle protocol and the Sora network. So I will be going back to that when I get back home. Probably I'll do that Friday morning or something. I want to record that with some better sound, and I do want to research the Sora network a little more as well. So yeah, because that is just such a game-changing topic right now. But anyway, I do want to go ahead and get into some. Oh, I also want you to know, I'm not shilling anything. I'm not sponsored by anything. I don't get any money from anybody. I'm not trying to bum money from you or anybody else to talk about anything. I talk about what I want to talk about, and I'm biased because I want to talk about the things that I'm invested in and stuff like that. So yeah, and thanks to the Spanish-speaking audiences out there. I know you left a comment yesterday saying thanks for the subtitles in Spanish. Sorry, I didn't know there was subtitles in Spanish on there. So if there are, that's great. Tal vez yo pueda hacer un episodio en el futuro en puro español para explanar el Bitcoin para la nueva gente en español. Okay, so maybe I could do a whole episode in Spanish. Purely to kind of explaining Bitcoin to people in Spanish. So I don't know. So I don't know if my Spanish is that good, but sometimes it can be good enough. Like if I've gone down to Mexico or something and I'm there, I can speak it just fine. But if I'm just kind of trying to bounce back and forth, my Spanish, kind of skips a beat, as you can tell. Anyway, let's take a quick look at the CoinGecko. Let's see here. Oh wow, yeah. This is my first time to actually look at it today. Oh, I got my kombucha here. I brought this with me. Bitcoin is at $64,369.20. That is incredible. I'm really stoked. I know that there will be a pullback, as there always is. So those of you new to crypto, don't panic. But this is incredible news to wake up to this morning. And Ethereum is at 2,382.75. I think it's going to hit possibly 3,000 by the end of the month. So here's to hoping, crossing my fingers. And Bitcoin, I have no idea what it's going to do. I'm not in the price analysis game. People keep asking me about price, what I think something will do in price. I'm not here to try to predict price. It's not what I do. I'm here to learn about what a particular project or token does, and then follow some news within that. But as far as price is concerned, I do think these are going to go up for a while. If you do follow the stock to flow model, I did an episode a few episodes back about the stock to flow model, what that is. And I know it's not the sole source and most reliable model for future price prediction for Bitcoin, but it is pretty accurate. So for general purposes, it can be used and used pretty well. So anyway, Binance Coin is also exploding. I've been seeing all these articles about Binance being, Ethereum's true competitor and all that stuff. I don't think so. And here's why I don't think so. It's because Binance Coin is absolutely, unapologetically centralized. And if Binance Coin were to ever overtake Ethereum, that would not be good news, because then that would mean centralization is taking over the space. Ethereum, yes, I know people say it is unofficially centralized, through the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance and all that stuff, and that the power is in the hands of the few up there in Ethereum, but it's not like Binance Coin. Binance Coin is a centralized exchange owned and operated by CZ Changpeng Zhao, and it's unapologetically centralized. I can't use Binance anyway because I'm in Texas, and I can't even use Binance US because I'm in Texas. So I don't really follow Binance all that much. The only thing on Binance that I use are occasionally PancakeSwap and BTCST that is built on the Binance Smart Chain. Other than that, I'm not a big fan of Binance. So yeah, that's just me. But you might be, and you might follow a bunch of different tokens on Binance, and that's okay. XRP $1.86, absolutely exploding. I'm not even going to say congratulations to the XRP guys anymore. You're right. Everybody else is wrong, and just be nice about it. And a rising tide lifts all ships. And I'm invested in other cryptocurrencies that are doing absolutely amazing, like Chainlink down here. So yeah, Cardano. I'm invested in Cardano as well. It's $1.49. There are some recent developments that should finally see some action on Cardano and not just all talk. That is one of Cardano's biggest criticisms, is everybody's like, well, show me a working smart contract on Cardano. Yeah, got a point. But there is a launchpad called Occam's Razor that has come out that is helping to bring about development for the smart contracts for Cardano. Tether, stablecoin, yes, it's a stablecoin, and it's just right there, just stuck there in the middle of everybody else. And we need to take all the stable coins out. I'm just going to write a letter to the manager. Take the stable coins out, whoever the manager of cryptocurrency is. Polkadot, 42.65. And it's gone down. It's kind of gone sideways a little bit in the past 7 days. Down 1.7%. Doesn't mean there's not good things happening right now. As I said yesterday, the whole Sora network is being launched off of the Polka starter. The Tau protocol is being launched off of the Polka starter launch pad. So we'll see about that. Uniswap coming out with version 3.0 pretty soon here. And it's up 12.4%. Litecoin 273.09. I honestly don't know anything about Litecoin news, and it's crazy because Dogecoin is down here in number 10, and it pumped up ahead of Chainlink, 109% up in the past 7 days. Man, I don't know. I've had some Dogecoin. I've held Dogecoin twice, and I've sold Dogecoin twice and made some decent money off of the pump profits. I'm just not really into that whole, buy, sell, trade type of, try to time the market type of thing. You can never predict what this stuff is going to do. I find good projects with fundamentals that I like, and I hold on to them for a long time. That's just what I do, and I've done very well following that model. However, it is really probably, it's fairly easy to make some money off of something like Dogecoin trying to follow the pumps. But yeah, it's just too stressful for me. I can't take that type of life. I got enough stress in my life as it is. I don't need stress from some meme coin. Anyway, Chainlink's at 37.42, absolutely incredible. I think this is the all-time high. Let me just double-click here and take a quick look. Let's see here. Yeah, this is it, all-time high. So yeah, I'm super stoked on Chainlink, and I hold a significant amount of my portfolio in Chainlink. I have been accumulating Chainlink. This is one of the first cryptocurrencies I bought, and I've been holding on to it and buying more and more for the past year and a half. So yeah, then there's Bitcoin Cash, Stellar, Then Theta down here at 1229. Theta is accumulating for a while now, and it should take a rocket shot. Probably, I would say end of June, whenever they're going to come out with Theta 3.0. So, yeah, that's just my guess. So, we'll go on down and we can see some others, but I'm not going to go too deep into that for now. I want to take a quick look at some articles that I found. Let's see here. Where was I? Okay, so I wanted to take a quick look at my sources. I find a lot of my information on Decrypt Media and then on the Defiant. And let me see here. Go to my email and pull this article. Wrong email. Okay, here it is. So, Consensys. I'm going to be talking about Consensys. Well, boy, howdy. Whoops, wrong email. I just had it up. See, that always happens. Oh, yeah, and I'm in the middle right now of taking a computer science course with the Sailor Academy. So I'm fully enrolled in the Sailor Academy. It's absolutely free, and I'm taking Computer Science 101, and I'll be doing 201, 301, and 401. And then I'm going to be taking economics, and there's just all types of courses you can take with the Sailor Academy. So go to sailor.org, and you can enroll yourself. And they even have ESL for the Spanish speakers, the English as a second language, and all types of stuff. Michael Saylor is truly a Renaissance man. Anyway, let me go to the Defiant here. Oops. Hold on. Actually, I know where that is. Okay, so here. Anthony Pompliano said, I've been a big fan of Cami Russo since her time at Bloomberg. When she said she was leaving, I told her I would back whatever she wanted to build. It's awesome to see what she has created in such a short period of time. Highly suggest subscribing. So Defiant Media was a newsletter that Cami Russo put out because she loved DeFi, decentralized finance. And ever since DeFi first came out, she has been a main source for me trying to figure out DeFi, and I've learned a lot from that. And I've read this book here, The Infinite Machine, by Cami Russo, and it has some very valuable historical information. That's her right there, about Ethereum and how the history of Ethereum, basically. And it kind of just reads like a band biography, some band tour on the road biography. I've read a few of them about Led Zeppelin. I've read them about Willie Nelson. So I read it about Pink Floyd, and now she has one about the group that started Ethereum, and it does read just like a band tour biography. It's pretty incredible. It is a great read, and I would suggest picking it up and taking a look at it. Anyway, she started the newsletter, The Defiant, and it has a bunch of different stuff. She has a podcast on Spotify. I would suggest listening to it. And you can glean lots of information. She has amazing interviews. There's DeFi 101 here to teach new people about DeFi and all the building blocks. There is a paywall on her newsletter as far as being able to get the latest news. But this is turning into, according to this article here, let me find where that was again. Okay, so right here, announcing the rounding fund. Okay, so Defiant Media raises $1.4 million to build the financial information platform for Web3. It's the creator of the Defiant. Closed a $1.4 million pre-seed round to build the leading information company at the intersection of tech and finance, from investors including IDEO Collab Ventures, PowerFi Capital, Blockchain Ventures, Mega Cartel Ventures, Defiance Capital, Mechanism Capital, GBV Capital, and angels including Anthony Pompliano himself, the Pomp, Mariano Conti, Andrew Keys, and many more. It was founded by Camilo Russo in June 2019. She's from Argentina, and she saw the Argentinian monetary system completely collapse, and people were using Bitcoin instead, and that's what brought her on into the cryptocurrency world. And from there, she moved to New York City, became a journalist, and has written about and introduced DeFi to many in the world of journalism in New York City, and is a financial journalist. And then she brought that talent to create a newsletter specifically about DeFi, because she can't really cover that in the mainstream newsletters, because DeFi is her passion. And then this has grown, and now she's turned that little passion into a full-time job. It's kind of what I'm trying to do here with my broadcast. Yes, I am covering my daily crypto journey. However, I want to be able to build a large enough knowledge base to be able to share that and establish that, and then share it with the rest of the world, to where eventually I can do this full time. And she has accomplished what I'm trying to seek to do. Anyway, the Defiant was founded by Camila Russo in June 2019 to bring objective, comprehensive, independent, and reliable reporting to the world of decentralized finance. Today, what started out as a newsletter has become one of the leading DeFi-focused multimedia platforms. Funds will be used to build a data platform, transform the Defiant into a Web3 native media company, and continue creating unrivaled content. That is amazing. The future of finance needs quality journalism and actionable data, Russo said. My team and I are building the information platform to provide it. I am so thrilled and grateful to be backed by those who best understand DeFi and the future of media to execute the big vision we have for the Defiant. So yeah, she's trying to build in a complete Web3 integrated type of media platform. I know Decrypt Daily, they've also created their own token. I wonder if they're going to compete or complement each other, or if they're going to follow the same type of model, because the Decrypt Daily has come out with a DCPT token, the Decrypt token, that readers can earn by sharing and by liking and interacting with the articles. We'll see what happens, but from what I can see here, she is looking more to kind of create a platform that will be a news for the news publishers. So it would kind of be a place for people who are media outlets, smaller media outlets, like I strive to be in the future, to be able to subscribe to and get the news before the news. So I don't know, but we'll see. There's no question, and it'll be based on a Web 3.0 and probably built in the whole wallet infrastructure and stuff like that. There's no question in our minds that finance will become more open, decentralized, and programmable. And traditional financiers, investors rely on information companies delivering content and data to track and analyze markets. The Defiant will provide this key role as Web3 takes over, illuminating the way for participants venturing into the frontier of the new financial system. Camila has grown the Defiant to become the preeminent information source in the crypto industry, says Ian Lee, managing director at IDEO Collab Ventures. We're thrilled to be working with her to make the Defiant the world's first Web3 native media and information company. So yeah, it'll just basically be a data gathering company for journalists to use as a reliable news source. The open economy will soon be supporting trillions of dollars in volumes and assets. It's increasingly important that there's a professional information company that this ecosystem can rely on. An organization whose goal is to provide accurate, timely, and comprehensive and unbiased information. So yeah, transparent, unbiased, reliable. Our journalism and data will help bring transparency, simplify complexity, filter the noise, and highlight both the breakthroughs and risks in the new financial system. We will provide the tools market participants need to make decisions with confidence. So yeah, so basically they're just talking about basically how great they are, which is fine. They deserve it. But yeah, it's a great source to go to. Yeah. Anyway, so that being said. Yeah, pick up this book here, The Infinite Machine. I know I've talked about it several times on my broadcast here. Go check out The Defiant, and also check out Decrypt Media, because this is an amazing source as well, where I get a lot of my information from. Yeah, I happen to be curious about Consensys. And what is Consensys? So I'm moving on to another topic now. Okay. So Consensys, I see this pop up in so many of the projects that I research. I constantly see this name Consensys, and it's not. Yes, it's kind of a play on words of consensus mechanisms on blockchain, and what consensus is, and on blockchain, it is when all the nodes of the blockchain, and anybody can run a node on most blockchains, on decentralized blockchains. You fire up a computer and you run it as a node, and then that is where all the copies of the blockchain are. And then when the blockchain is updated, all the nodes have to gather and gain consensus with each other in order to complete the block and complete a transaction. And once that transaction is completed, it's added to the block, but all the nodes have to come to a consensus. And so that is this play on words, Consensys. It's a blockchain venture studio supporting projects within the Ethereum ecosystem. These include Uport, MetaMask, Civil, Truffle, and Gnosis, to name a few. They also act as a consultancy for companies including Microsoft and Shell looking to get into blockchain. So Consensys is kind of the business guy behind the guy. Consensys was started by Joseph Lupin, and he's one of the co-founders of Ethereum. There was an original group, I would say, I can't remember how many it was, like 6 or 8 people that founded Ethereum. And Charles Hoskinson was in there, Joseph Lupin, Anthony Diorio, Gavin Wood, of course, Vitalik Buterin, and then there were some others in there as well. No less important, I just can't remember their names. But Joseph Lupin was one of them, and he's from Toronto, at Vitalik Buterin's hometown as well. And they both, I believe they met up at one of those blockchain gathering groups, but I'm not positive. But anyway, Joseph Lupin is kind of the business mind behind Ethereum, and he took his business experience along with his software engineering background and combined them and helped grow Ethereum to where it is today. He helped found the Ethereum Alliance, Ethereum Enterprise Alliance Foundation. And so, Consensys is a global collection of entrepreneurs and technologists trying to bring about a more decentralized world. Using Ethereum as its foundation, the company uses a number of different approaches to help achieve that goal. Solutions, consultancies for large companies like Microsoft, Smart Dubai, and Shell looking to build out blockchain solutions. Labs, incubator, and venture studios designed to help grow companies in the Consensys ecosystem. They include MetaMask, Uport, Truffle, Suite, Civil. So they've created and developed all those tools. Capital, it provides funding and advice on how to build and launch an ICO. So they provide money. And then an academy, a resource to help teach the next generation of developers to build on Ethereum. And all this combined, they call it the mesh. Here's Joseph Lupin, a quote by him: "If you think the internet has affected your life, Ethereum will have that same pervasive influence on our communications and our entire information infrastructure. It will impact every aspect of our existence." Who is this Consensys working with? Tons of companies. Building lots of different things. Its solutions division is building Comgo SA, a blockchain-based commodities finance platform spearheaded by large companies including ING, Shell, and Citigroup. So Consensys is not small time. It is huge, and it is involved in everything. That's why I decided, I was like, man, I see this everywhere. I need to figure out exactly who these guys are. It is, it's the business side of Ethereum and kind of what they're calling the Google of Ethereum. It's kind of an information and resource powerhouse that is helping push Ethereum along the way. So they're working with Microsoft and as the venture studio here, which provides world-class resources, tools, and talent to entrepreneurs and developers around the world with a rigorous startup curriculum and an unparalleled network of experts. It provides the critical support needed to become a successful company. Uport is a way to create some online digital identities without giving up your personal information to one centralized spot. So that has been kind of a tricky thing. It's hard to prove your identity beyond knowing certain key facts that other people can find out. In comes Uport. It allows users to register their own identity on Ethereum and send and request credentials, sign transactions, and securely manage keys and data. It basically puts you in control of your own information, but still be able to have an ID that you can use for stuff so it's not logged into a centralized database. By using smart contracts based on an Ethereum network, it's able to keep an accurate record of your identity and use that identity to make transactions on public networks. The hope is a company like Uport can bring clarity and transparency to record keeping for the entire world. Then MetaMask. If you don't know what MetaMask is, you may have already used it and not even known. It's this little icon up here in the corner right there, and it is the MetaMask wallet that you can install in your browser. Cryptocurrencies are hard to use, right? Not anymore. MetaMask makes sending cryptocurrencies as easy as sending an email. And it is true, MetaMask is super easy to use if you're using Ethereum and ERC20 tokens, which are tokens built on the Ethereum platform. Now, you can use other tokens with MetaMask, including Bitcoin and things like Energy Web and then Silica and all that stuff, but you have to bring in the RPC client, and that's a little more technical. So I'm not going to try to encourage people to do that right away if they're just starting with MetaMask. But aside from that, MetaMask is very easy to use. And if you ever need any help using any of this stuff, feel free to shoot me a DM. I'll be happy to help. I love this type of stuff. MetaMask makes sending cryptocurrencies as easy as sending an email. It works with Ethereum dApps via a plugin that can be installed on internet browsers. It means users can spend Ether or Ethereum-based tokens in decentralized exchanges, gain them more with just a few mouse clicks. It can be installed on Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Brave browser, and it can even be used on your Trezor wallet. So, MetaMask. If you hear me talk about 1inch exchange and Uniswap and things like that, all that stuff is done with the MetaMask wallet on your browser. And you just plug in your MetaMask and you connect it to those websites and boom, you're good to go. So I would highly recommend installing MetaMask on your browser. It is absolutely free and safe to use, and just be sure to write down your seed phrase, as always, and write it down on a piece of paper and that you're not going to lose. Don't copy and paste it and put it on your desktop. That's unsafe. Anybody could log into your computer and see that. Anyway, let's move on. Consensys also has Civil that they have. So they have MetaMask and Civil and Uport. And Civil, it was to take control of our media industry's hands and give it to the reader. By making journalism accountable, it strives to reduce the existence of bad practices and encourage it to be accurate and honest. I wonder if Defiant has anything to do with Civil, or if they're trying to do what Civil is doing. I'll have to dig in a little deeper and see if there's anything going on. But it's a uniquely designed cryptocurrency that will drive the governance of a community-controlled platform for ethical journalism. Let's take a quick look. We'll open this in a new tab. And Civil right here, decentralized marketplace for journalism. I will be sure to dig into Civil. Maybe I'll do an entire episode just talking about Civil, but it's a decentralized marketplace for journalism. Fake news has been used to discredit the media and cast doubt over its roles. Bad practices do exist. Mainstream media is terrible. Everybody knows that. And that is why the Defiant is successful. That is why Decrypt Media is successful. People are just tired of the mainstream media's lack of coverage of the cryptocurrency world, and then all these people that know nothing about it just brushing it off as some kind of place for money launderers and crooks. And then as well, there's just everything is corporate owned and caters to corporate interests. Well, it looks like Civil is here trying to counteract that and basically putting the media on the blockchain. I will have to dig further into Civil, but I don't have any further information for you on that at this time. And then there's Truffle. We're talking about Consensys here and a lot of the different products that Consensys makes. It's a development environment. I've used Truffle in learning Solidity to create smart contracts. Truffle is a development environment, so it downloads a compiler, a place to develop and test your code and everything like that, and it provides all the resources you need. So that is Truffle in a nutshell. I would say it's super easy to use, but it's not super easy to use. It's super easy to use for a developer, and it allows developers to use JavaScript instead of just Solidity. And for a developer who's new to the cryptocurrency space and smart contract development, using a language they're comfortable in, like JavaScript, helps tremendously because Solidity has a lot of similarities with JavaScript. And then there's Gnosis, a blockchain-based prediction platform. So all these are products of Consensys. Consensys believes it can help others see the benefits of the decentralized web and provide tools, services, and training. The time it takes for the world to embrace blockchain will drop dramatically. Unsurprisingly, Consensys isn't the only company with this belief. There are a number of venture studios like Intrepid and Fintricity attempting to do something similar, but none are quite as large as Consensys, so it has the scale on its side. So yeah, Consensys is basically doing its best to try to promote and evangelize blockchain technology, and it's based on Ethereum. So here's a biography about Joseph Lupin. Basically, just, gives his background about how he's a software engineer, developer. The dude's basically super accomplished. He went to Princeton University with a degree in electrical engineering and computer science. He worked at the Princeton Robotics Lab. He's from Toronto. He got inspired by Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper and the potential of a distributed system to shatter the silos of power and rebalance the information asymmetries that disadvantage so many. So with his background in both tech and business, he quickly emerged as the key strategist and took the title of Chief Operating Officer of the entity that would bring Vitalik Buterin's vision to fruition. So basically Ethereum. He established the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. So yeah, he definitely achieved a hell of a lot more than I have in my life right now. So, and then also another part of Consensys is diligence. It's a blockchain security and Ethereum smart contract auditing company, and they've audited ACC Auto, Aave, 0x Protocol, Aragon, Horizon, Omisego, and Covantis. And audits are very important, and he worked and lived through the whole MakerDAO hack that happened on Ethereum, and hence why we have Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. So if you haven't read into that, read that book. You'll find all about it. And then, okay, so let's look at the website real quick before I get off. So yeah, this is basically a resource for anybody looking to fund, build, learn, or do anything about DeFi or Ethereum or anything like that. This is kind of your one-stop shop go-to place. So that's what Consensys is. And if you see a lot of projects saying that they're working with Consensys, I believe Unibright was working with Consensys. I know Microsoft is, and Unibright is working with Microsoft SAP, and therefore with Consensys as well. So they're all working together, and they're operating under the advice of each other. And then Consensys is basically an advisory board for a lot of these large projects. And enterprise professional services here, that is probably the one. So yeah, here's some of the development: CodeFi, application suite for commerce and finance; Diligence, the auditing suite; Infura, the API access plugins; MetaMask Forum, open source blockchain protocol for business; and Truffle. So there's just so much going on, and you've got the entire thing here. Learn. Let's go take a quick look at the Learn tab. So if you are completely new to all this and you just want to learn, this is a great place to go to, and you can get some free lessons on all this stuff here. They have a glossary, use cases, training courses, research, webinars, FAQs. If you want to know all the basics, it's probably another good resource. I always say learn from as many resources as you can, instead of just learn from one place, because then you can learn the spread of perspectives. And it is good to know as many perspectives as possible in order to form your own unique perspective. So yeah, that is, but here's yet another blockchain knowledge base, along with Decrypt and the Defiant. There's knowledge bases everywhere right now. Everybody is giving away this knowledge for free. Take advantage of this, of how new you are into this space right now, the fact that you're even listening to me. And I'm curious about it. Take advantage, because all this knowledge is free. Who knows how long this knowledge will be free? Because the masses will start hoarding in, and then people will realize that they can make money off of the knowledge that they have, and they'll start charging the masses who are super curious and want to jump in on this and try not to miss the opportunity that they've kind of already missed at that point. Yeah, so jump in and plug into all these free resources. So here's the Diligence, the security. Let's see what else we have. Here's Infura, one of the other companies in the mesh of the Consensys network. Ethereum and IPFS APIs developed now on Web 3.0. It basically helps you get started building with the APIs for Ethereum and IPFS. And APIs are Application Program Interface, I believe is what API stands for, and is basically the gateway between the back end and the front end of any type of web application. And then Joseph Lupin has his media library, everything, all his speeches that he's done, all his interviews. So it's a whole repository of articles, interviews, speeches, panel discussions, and everything, and a lot more. So many resources right now available to everybody. If only I had all the time in the world, which I don't, but I do kind of have to pick and choose. But I will be thumbing through and finding some interesting stuff that this guy has to say on here, because he is definitely a guy worth listening to. So yeah, that being said, I think I do need to wrap up this episode. I did not have music on this episode because I listened to it yesterday, and the music was so bad and sound was so bad, I just decided to eliminate the music altogether for any of these episodes that I am on the road on, because it's just not worth it. All right, man. Well, you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.